What's up guys, welcome back to Keva'sWorld, and two things before I get this video started. I'm wearing this hat because my hair is absolutely disgusting because I've been in bed for a week, and I know this isn't where I normally would film, but my room is a mess, so please enjoy looking at my decorative pillows. But anyways, you read the title. I have the one and the only COVID-19. It is finally my time. And I thought I was good, I made it through 2020, I wear my mask, I socially distance, but no, the virus got me. I just wanted to make this video really quick to talk about my experience, my symptoms, and I feel like this is like a time where everybody is just kind of looking for answers. We don't fully know about this virus, so I've watched a couple of these videos myself and it's helped me understand and educate me more on it, so yeah, hopefully I can do that for some of you who haven't had it, or maybe you have it right now. I guess I'll start from the beginning, and I'm filming this Thursday, February 25th, and my symptoms started last Wednesday, February 17th. Wednesday morning, I remember waking up and my mouth and my throat were just like super dry, and this was something I heard other people talk about too, but I felt this like itch in the back of my throat. And I drank a lot of water and tried to clear my throat, but I just couldn't get it to go away. I also remember feeling super groggy that day, like I just kind of laid in bed all day. And I did have this essay that I was like super stressed about, so I just kind of thought it was me trying to avoid that. But I guess I was just super tired and didn't feel like getting out of bed. And that night I actually started to get a headache as well. And I didn't really think anything of any of this. Like I said, I thought I just didn't want to do my homework. And I'm one of those people that gets random headaches sometimes, so yeah. But it was Thursday and Friday that I realized that I just wasn't feeling good and was getting kind of sick. Thursday I woke up and I still had my headache, and I also had nasal congestion, and those have been my two biggest symptoms throughout this whole thing. And I haven't had a fever once, which is like one of the most common symptoms, so I guess that's good. So that was pretty much all day Thursday and Friday as well. And what I thought it was is I thought it was a cold, because I looked up symptoms of COVID versus common cold versus flu, and what I was having was really geared more towards a cold. Like they were COVID symptoms, but just, you know, like really common cold symptoms. But I didn't go anywhere. I had classes on Thursday and I didn't go, and I kind of already made up my mind that I wasn't going to go until I felt better, just in case it was something else, which it was. Saturday was the day that I kind of realized that this could be COVID, because I developed two more symptoms. I woke up, my throat was hurting, sore throat. My nasal congestion was actually gone, so I could breathe, but I couldn't smell. And I tried everything. Like for dinner that day, I had one of my favorite meals ever, tenders from Zaxby's. I smell it all the time, couldn't smell it. I got my Ariana Grande perfume, I sprayed a bunch of it on my wrist, I couldn't smell it. I'm sure you know this is one of the most common symptoms of COVID, loss of smell and taste, so I started to get really worried. And my taste has been pretty weird throughout this whole thing. Like, it's back to normal now, but the first few days, like, I still had my taste, but it just wasn't as good, so I never fully lost it. Some things I could taste and some things just like tasted completely different. Like I had this Sprite a couple of days ago and it literally just tasted like acid. Like there was no like flavor to it, but I tasted the acidity of it and like felt how strong it was, if that makes sense. And even though my taste wasn't the same, I was having like mad cravings, so I was really craving like chicken nuggets or just anything that's like greasy or salty. And please, anybody who's had COVID, let me know if you experienced this as well, because I've looked it up and I can't really tell if like cravings are associated with COVID or not, but every day I would have like this specific thing that I wanted, and anything else that wasn't that was just disgusting. So after I realized that I couldn't smell, I told my mom, because she's a nurse, and then she said that we would go get tested, and she didn't really think that it was COVID, and I didn't either, to be honest, but you know, there's always just that worry in the back of your head that it could be, because it affects everybody so differently. And I know I waited super late in the game to go get tested, and I'll come back to that, but you know, I knew I was sick, and I knew I wasn't gonna go anywhere until I felt better, just in case it was something else. I was just kind of like walking around the house though, like living my life like normal, because I feel like when you have a cold, you just kind of, you know, just go on about your day, so I wasn't like separated from the rest of the family yet. The next day, Sunday, I got tested, and I actually got my results back the same day because they had like a rapid test, and I feel like it was just early on. You had to wait like 5 days to get your results back, but I think now that, you know, we know more about the virus, they can do the test faster. And I was super nervous because this is my first COVID test, and I have had my nose swabbed before. Those of you who follow me may know I had pneumonia 2 years ago, and when I was getting tested for that, I had to get my nose swabbed. And I think they have 2 different versions of it. Like, they have one where they stick it like all the way up there, and one where they just kind of rub it around. But for pneumonia, I had to get this one, and it hurt super bad, so that's what I was expecting for COVID. But for this test, she just took a Q-tip and she stuck it in like this much at my nose and just kind of rubbed it around 5 times on each side, and it didn't hurt as bad as that, but still kind of uncomfortable. But that was the test. I got tested, my parents got tested, both of them came back negative, but of course I came back positive. I was told to quarantine for 10 days. I'm currently on day 4, 6 more days to go. And let me just say, it's been absolutely torture to stay in my room. And I'm definitely somebody who doesn't go out that much. Like, I'm very much so a homebody. So I didn't think this would be this hard for me, but it's really hard, like, to just stay in here. And the only time I really go out is to like use the bathroom or go get food, and even at that I have to wear a mask, gloves, sometimes goggles, and that's all just to use the bathroom. And getting back to why I waited to get tested, I really wish that I just, you know, would have got tested as soon as I started feeling sick, because now I know what it is and we can take the necessary precautions. I'm isolated from everybody. I'm not just walking around the house. I have to wear a mask, gloves, you know, like, we're doing everything that we need to do to get rid of this thing. So please learn from me, and if any of you ever feel sick, you have symptoms, go get tested. It's super easy to go do it. Like, it's not at all like how it used to be. Just, we have everything that we need to have now, so just go get tested. And even if you get exposed and you don't feel anything, just do it. Like I said, it affects everybody so differently, so like, you could not have symptoms and have it, or you could be like me and be a little sick and have it, or you could be really sick. Like, the same virus is killing people. I've heard some people talk about how they've kind of been treating it, and for me, honestly, I've just been kind of treating it like a cold. So I'll take Tylenol for my headache, I'll take sore throat medicine. I've been drinking a lot of water, which is like one of the most important parts of this, because if I don't drink it, I'll get super out of breath. And this is actually something I needed to do because I never drank water before this. I drink a lot of sodas. I think the most important advice I can give is, honestly, don't panic. I've done that a couple of times throughout this, and it honestly doesn't help anything. Like, it's not gonna help this go by any faster, and it's definitely not gonna help me feel any better, so just don't panic. It's definitely really hard not to panic, don't get me wrong. Like, this isolation, I feel like it makes me feel like I'm the only person going through this, but those videos of other people talking about their experience, it just helps me be reminded that other people are dealing with this too, and it's not just me. I've just been trying to distract myself, and I'm sure, as you guys know watching my videos, I have a lot of stuff in my room. So I've got my drum set right here, I've got my guitars, I'm trying to practice those, and of course I have college work. The essays, they don't stop coming just because you have coronavirus. Well, that's really it for this video. I just wanted to update you guys, let you know what's going on, and I haven't told that many people yet, so surprise, now you know. And in case you're wondering, I am doing better. My symptoms have kind of gone down, and the whole thing has really just felt like a cold. Like, my pneumonia was like 10 times worse than this, so I'm thankful that I'm on, you know, the not so sick spectrum of coronavirus. But with that being said, I just want to tell everybody, stay safe. I feel like we've all kind of just played around with this virus and tiptoed around it, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I have at times. But I don't know about y'all, I'm sick of living in this pandemic. Like, I want to live my life the way it's supposed to be lived. I want to go to concerts, I want to go to parties. So just socially distance, wear your mask. And I know that's been a huge debate throughout this whole thing, but it's really just, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a time where we all have to do our part. And, you know, I wear my mask to school for like 6 hours. I've worked in it for like 8 hours Think about doctors and nurses, how long their hours are. They have to wear masks. So just wear it for 5 minutes when you go grocery shopping. Hopefully this video helped some of you out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up, share it with your friends. Also feel free to tell me in the comments some of your COVID experiences, kind of how you dealt with it. And I feel like that's something I really need in my life right now, just to like relate to people. So yeah, don't hesitate to do that. Follow me on my Instagram if you want to stay up to date with my life. It's on the screen right now and it's also in the description down below. And check out the Keva'sWorld website, scan this QR code to get to it, and it's also in the description. And finally, the most important part, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss my videos. And I know this one was super personal and depressing, but they're not always like that. But anyways, stay safe, wear your mask, and I'll see you in the next one where I don't have COVID, hopefully. Goodbye.